I'm here today in South by Southwest with Rob and Will, and they've just come out with an exciting new player called Dynamo, and I was hoping you could tell me a little bit about it.
Sure. Dynamo is the web's only fully portable, micropayment-powered video platform. That's similar to a lot of the video distribution options you have right now with YouTube or Vimeo or any of the others. The only main difference is there's a payment engine built into the video player itself. So if you're a video content owner, you can easily publish your videos anywhere on the web and give your viewers a quick and easy way to pay small amounts for access to your content for a certain amount of time.
And so why did you guys put this together?
Well, our background is in production. I mean, we did, most well known as Political Lunch, we did a daily election news show for a couple of years, and we had a hard time matching that to high quality advertising, and realized after a while that actually to serve a niche audience with high quality content, the internet still hasn't really opened it up, and some content is worth paying for, but there was just no way to do it yet. So after waiting for a couple of years for somebody else to build it, we decided to just build it ourselves.
So tell me a little bit about the development process. Like, you've been working on it for how long now?
We first started talking about it well over a year ago.
Yeah.
Probably a year and a half, and only because it was the tool we wanted and it just didn't exist. So we talked about it for a while and figured out how we wanted to build it and the things that were important to us and the things we would want as content producers, and I just started building it in earnest with a group of developers probably 6 or 8 months ago.
Yeah, something like that.
And we're ahead of where we thought we'd be. We didn't plan on releasing it to the world at this point, but with South by Southwest and the opportunity we had yesterday, we said, well, there's no better venue, so let's go for it.
And what's been the funding model for developing and everything?
Sure. The funding model right now has been out of pocket. So we're financing this ourselves for this first little phase. The nice thing about the system, though, is that every payment immediately generates, every transaction generates revenue immediately. So anytime somebody watches a video, we get a small amount, the producer keeps 70%. So it's automatically cash flow positive on that level, at least.
Yeah, we didn't want to start a business that wouldn't be realistic, from a longevity standpoint, from a business model, until we got major venture capital funding. We didn't want to build that sort of startup. We wanted to build a real business that could stand on its own 2 feet from the beginning. So that's hopefully what we have with Dynamo.
And so when are you guys going into beta?
We are officially in a private beta right now. It's sort of a private invite only. We have a few people who are now using the system, testing with their content. Very early days, though. But we have a beta list at beta@dynamoplayer.com. We'll put you on the list. And we've got a long list of people who've lined up. We definitely have a list that we're about to open up to. And we'll just progressively open up to more and more people, and hopefully I think this summer we'll be wide open.
And people will just sort of have to, what you see is what you get. It's a couple of guys who were content producers and now are trying to help out other content producers, and we don't have a huge staff or a giant budget at this point, but hopefully within the next few months we really can make this available to anyone and everyone who wants it. But it's going to be an interesting process to get from where we are now with just a system that works and a few users to really opening the floodgates. So that's a big challenge.
So one question I wanted to ask yesterday when I was watching your panel was, you made it. One of the things you talked about was that a lot of companies have really complicated contracts and big deals. And I was wondering, a point you were making was that your sign-up process is much easier. But are there protections that you're not giving yourselves because you're simplifying the contracts to that extent?
There is some liability there that, it's not even so much liability, but when it comes to types of content, the one big issue that we're concerned about is, of course, piracy. And we've got systems that are sort of ready. We've got a procedure, and essentially, we'll have a takedown system. But we're also, one of the reasons we're going ahead very carefully in the beta process is to try these things out and see see whether or not that process works and how effectively and how quickly and and how we handle it all. So we're being very cautious, and we want to be sure that the system is bulletproof before we open it up.
Great. And what is the let me think how about like the best closing question. Yeah, no, I'm just yes, good coffee moment.
Yep.
Do you feel like Dynamo is going to how do you feel Dynamo is going to change things for the web video producer?
I hope it gives them an option they haven't had before. I hope it gives them a way to go to that segment of their market, that group of viewers who are willing to put their money where their mouth is when it comes to supporting great independent content. Even if it's just a few bucks at a time, producers haven't had the tool to ask for that type of support from their audience until now. So I hope the net result is that we have more great, high-quality, independent content that has a real home on the web and can reach an audience and sustain itself. And hopefully, fewer independent filmmakers go broke.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thanks very much.